All right. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back. Yeah. Just got another stream. Finally back. Scheduling issues finally stopped. Um, Real quick beforehand, thank you for everyone watching, everyone listening. It means a lot. If you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, the subscribe button, like and comment. It all really helps out the creators when you do that. And I'm sorry, I am out of the mojo today. But also, if you are also watching, I have a Patreon. It should be linked on my page. Patreon is a really good way to support people, and I know that even though right now I'm a small streamer, might as well put it out there that I have Patreon. But yeah, I actually technically don't need to give the horror disclaimer this week because we have a downtime session. No spooky today, which is frankly, I think kind of good, cause yeah. So yeah. Hello.
No, not you. Myriad.
I sense I'm coming in the middle of something.
Myriad's testing their mic right now. I don't think it's working.
Great.
Oh, I hear you.
We hear ya.
Oh, you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just fixed. Thanks.
Yay.
Wow, every time I forget this song gets really loud at this part. But yeah, are we all ready to dive into the session today?
Hell yeah.
It's
Pretty
been
much.
It's been weeks, but we're finally back. The schedules have aligned.
How lucky.
Even if my memory was kind of shoddy on when the timing of it was.
Don't worry about it.
At least you're here.
Yep. That's what matters. Alright, so last time on Mind and Body, the party reached Deepwell, and they met with the leader of the Underdark Church of the Guardian, Therastrà Silvaranth. Brain, forgot the fucking word. They informed her of what the party has been doing so far, and the threats they faced, in which they were then informed that, yeah, it's the same thing that she's been fighting. After that, her sibling, who I remembered their name, Belite Imrel, they go by either. Belite Imrel took the party to their lab and showed them the body of a deceased Ulatharid. After that, Setchel got a signal from their deity that body is what they were sent for. Setchel, why is my brain acting this way? Setchel, begrudgingly and to quote Myriad, like a parental pettiness, did revive the body, in which case it became a vessel for the murderer himself. And after that, the party kind of spread out for the rest of the evening, with Lucille hanging behind with Therastrà to talk to the Explorers Guild about finding her lost friends. At that, we're entering downtime. You guys can be in downtime for however long you want. I would say up to probably a month in-game. So it's just a time for your characters to relax, recover, and prepare. At that, I would like to ask for all the players to roll a d20 to see whose downtime we handle first. We'll go top to bottom, highest roll to lowest.
$12.
8.
Alright, Mir and Coulter, if you two would like to roll off, or if you would like to just determine between yourselves who would go first. Oh,
It's all right.
And hearing that like summary, I just feel like, wow, I missed a decent bit.
luckily it was mostly RP, so.
Yeah.
I
I
will.
second.
I will also say that you all did receive, the party received 100 platinum for you to divide amongst
The
yourselves. So,
I was asked to roll a second time. My second roll is 9.
and just to confirm, Lucille got a 12, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll
So
handle.
I'll get- Sorry.
It would be 25 platinum for each of you.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm first?
Yes.
Cool. Hold on. I need to scroll through the chat to see.
Wait, Myriad was meant to re-roll again too, right?
Oh yeah.
They said they were fine going after you.
Oh, okay. Well, my re-roll just guaranteed that.
Yeah.
Okay. I do believe I wrote it down in chat ages ago. Found it. Lucille is gonna take some time to find a replacement for her damaged staff.
Alright.
Hopefully, like a magical one. Something
I-
more than just her fists.
Yeah. Are you specifically, like, are you gonna be, how are you going about searching for this replacement? Are you going to be just asking around town or just exploring?
She's gonna look around the market. She's a big girl. She's gonna look around the markets first, and if she can't find it, if it's like a specialty thing, she'll ask around.
Okay. Yeah, this is low stakes. Yeah, it's just in the middle of downtime. I would say, your choice of investigation or perception, just to see if Lucille can find it on her own.
Better perceptions. Let me just roll this. 12.
12? I would say that on your own you'd be able to find a blacksmith with that 12, or a weaponsmith with that 12 for sure.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna approach the weaponsmith and see if they have any ready-made items already
Yeah.
on hand.
Yeah, they'd have like some quarterstaffs in your size, just not too many because most of the inhabitants are elven height, but they would have some just in case any Sverfneblin visited, any
Mm-hmm.
deep gnomes. So they'd have a non-magical quarterstaff there.
Oh no, I'm looking for a magical one.
Yeah. If you decide to ask, the owner can point you in the direction of a magic shop.
Okay. So I go to the magic shop.
I forgot to pull up the list of magical quarterstaffs. Let me just do that real quick.
I'm still thinking about that staff of alarm, bro. Should've
That's a-
robbed
We
that-
can
we
find
should've robbed
another
that
one
man.
of those in our price range. Oh,
Oh my god.
swing
And, like-
on that. Sweep on that.
I did write a note that if she lacks the funds for a magical weapon, she would be willing to like look into alternative payments like running errands or tasks.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get to the weapons shop, and yeah, they are the magic shop, and they have a decent selection of staves. Let me check the pricing for the rarities of magic items.
I took a long rest because I figure we'd be taking the equivalent of several by the time downtime is done.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, defo.
Where is this book? Dang it. Alright. Since I know that you're particularly interested in the Quarterstaff of Warning,
Yeah. Who's back?
Okay. Obviously not what I wanted to do, so.
It's one gold actually.
It would be 300 for that one in particular. They would also have a Corpse Slayer one, but that would be much more expensive. It's a +1 and does extra damage to undead. There would just be a normal +1 or +2. Vicious Quarterstaff, which is also pretty dang expensive, deals extra damage on a critical hit.
Is it
And
possible for you to send the information on each of these staffs to the chat?
yeah, I can just type in their names and the bonuses they would give.
Yes, please. God. Been in my house for like 10 minutes. It's already hot as fuck.
If they have a R next to the name, that just means they're gonna be more expensive,
Okay.
like significantly more expensive because they are more powerful items. So that's the list right there. The
Okay,
+1 would be the about the same cost as the warning, but the rest would be significantly more expensive.
Okay. So, Corpse Slayer. Damage. I think take that Staff of Alarm.
All
That
right.
Staff of Warning gives advantage on initiative, and you and your party cannot be surprised.
All right.
Do they even have one here?
Yep,
I
they
don't know,
would.
man.
What was that, DM?
They would.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, I would say that this one appears. You know, at first you're like, oh, it's pretty tall, but then as you just eventually spend some time with it, it shrinks down to a proper size for you. It is capped on both ends with, you can't tell if it's gold or bronze. It's just that kind of weird point where they basically look the same, and inlaid with some gems. The wood is actually a pretty nice birch wood.
Cool. It doesn't seem to. This item does not seem to be in D&D Beyond, so I'll write notes on that later.
Should be. I can add
What's
it.
it called?
Quarterstaff
this
of
again?
Warning.
Quarter Staff of Warning. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'll add it
Oh.
to your sheet.
Thank you.
Is there?
Okay. How much is it?
It's 300.
300. So I have 25 platinum, which is 10 gold per. Hold on. I'll be right back.
In the just to not leave too much dead air.
You're going on a walk in this heat? Or get off? Why not?
Just to not leave too much dead air. Coulter, anything you wanna do in the meantime?
Rylex just gonna go to the shrine, go to the temple of, what was the one that was watching through her?
The infector.
Yeah, Coulter.
Maya, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. 25 minus 50. So, okay. So that's all my platinum and 50 of my gold.
All right.
That's fine.
Sorry to cut you off there, Coulter.
Oh no, it was technically still Lucille's turn for downtime.
We were just having Coulter do something
You guys
while
are
you were off.
roboting out. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
the
good.
roboting may be on your end.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
Also, I may be swallowing my mic by accident.
Bruh.
Anyway, so you get the staff. Is there anything else you'd like to do over the downtime? I would say that, given you're going to be working with Theirastra, she would put you up in a nice inn, so you don't have to worry about that cost.
Cool. The only thing I have in mind would be Theirastra scrying on my friends, but we can wait until after everyone's done with their downtime. She's just gonna chill out, take it easy.
Maybe we can save that for a more dedicated RP part of the session. All right, so
Hell yeah.
Rylek.
Well, Rylek's literally gonna. Well, first she's gonna check if there's a specifically someone that can inscribe some kind of rune onto her Guten Dog, make it a magical in some way.
Yeah, you did mention that Rylek would be like accompanying Lucille, I believe.
Yeah, that would be use. It said something about helping me find a stuff.
Yeah, so you would be able to get to the shop, and we'll say that you talk with that you talk with the person while you're there, saying about getting the Guten Dog enhanced. Look again, and have to different device.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So it would take it would take 200 GP and 2 weeks to get it up to an uncommon level, which is when enchantments start to be useful rather than just flavor-wise. Like some common weapons, it's like, this weapon just sends someone to hell when they die, and that's all the effect it has. But it would take 2 weeks and 200 gold to get it an actual functional enchantment, if that makes sense.
We have the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a month.
Yeah, all right. I'll spend the 20 platinum.
Right.
Also,
would you
how much?
like- Sorry.
Sorry. Because I wanted to, since my normal quarter staff is fucked, I wanted to like sell it scrap it at the weaponsmith. I forgot to bring that up.
Yeah, they'd take it for. Let me look up the cost of a quarter.
And subtract it from the damage done.
Yeah, because they'll basically buy it to take what can be usable and turn it into a haft for another weapon.
Mhm.
So. They'll give you, I'd say 1 SP, 1 silver, because the normal cost is 2, and with the damage to it, 1 silver, 5 copper.
Oh, thank you.
1 silver, or she sounds almost it's neutral. Add 5 copper. Oh,
No, I said cool, thank you.
you get my point.
Yeah, I do.
For Rylek, is there any particular enchantment? Well, we can discuss what you're getting your Guten Dog enchanted with later, I would say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we talk about that later?
Yeah, because unless you just want a simple +1, it's probably better to handle it later. Alright, so anything else you want to do?
Me?
Yes.
Well, sit at the Temple of the Infestor, was it?
Infector.
Infector. Just sit in their temple or church and see if I can commune or something.
Alright. I would say this would be your choice of a wisdom or a charisma check.
Six.
6. You try, and you think you get in touch with something, but it feels different. It feels almost like what it feels like when you rage right before you kind of black out of it, and then it goes.
I'm gonna try that again. This time I'm targeting that.
Alright.
Nine.
9. You kind of pick up on something again, and you try it again, and what is Rylak religious at all?
She believes that there's something screwing with her.
You do that,
Whether it,
and yeah. Finish what you were gonna say. Sorry for getting you off there.
whether they're good or bad in and of themselves is another question that she is not fit to answer.
So you're remembering the kind of like buzzy feel you got when the infector reaches out to you, and focusing on this rage feeling. You know, you've experienced the rage before. It feels like a similar type of presence, like it's a similar type of being to what the infector is, which at this point, you know the infector's a divine being. He's straight up a god level. You can tell that this is also god level, but it's muted for some reason.
One more time.
Alright, I'd say this is at disadvantage. Because... just because it's like repetitive checks is when it gets to the point where sometimes you gotta call it.
That's why I said one more time.
Alright, so this time I'll at disadvantage.
Five.
5. You're not sure?
Alright, that'll be all.
Alright. And then if that's everything you want to do, we'll go to Setchel.
Okay. So, the last time we saw Setchel, they were kind of miffed about a lot of things with the murderer. But a few days in, they realized that other murderer cults are going to come to Deepwell, which means a lot of extended family is going to show up. So Setchel's going to spend their downtime planning a family reunion.
Alright.
And I think the core thing about that is like Setchel's like, aside from like seeing if any cultists showed up and asking what they need and looking for like venues, Setchel's either going to try and set up in the mushroom graveyard or see if there's something close to a medical theater or mortuary. I think the one thing on Setchel's mind is that they need gold. They need money to finance a family gathering that large. So you said so first off, you said Setchel, you said that we basically got free rooms and inn for coming over?
Yes.
Yeah, Setchel is not going to sleep in there. They're instead going to rent it out to people to get money.
Alright.
Is that allowed?
Is that legal?
Give me a charisma check.
Like, any specific skill under charisma?
Yeah, persuasion. This is kind of like your knack of like, I mean, I was given the room, but I don't need it, so I guess I can do whatever I want with it. Cause The innkeeper's not going to complain because they're getting their money either way from the Temple of the Guardian, and this is more you just kind of like, if Theyrastra or anyone else kind of catches you of just like, I mean, I don't need the room, so...
So, just a reminder, I long rested, so I do have lucky in my racial trait.
Alright.
And I'm gonna use lucky.
Honey.
You
Oh, that's
shouldn't have
worse.
bothered.
Racial trait.
Oh no.
So, 9 plus, is it 9 or 6 plus 5?
I'm gonna have to review Lucky, but I think Lucky is a full reroll. Let me double check it.
Word.
Theostra is not amused.
Some byline.
You choose which is used, so it would be the 9.
So 14.
14.
That-
Theostra kind of notices it, because you guys do notice that she's in the inn quite a lot, like in the tavern section, just at the end of the day, and she notices what you're doing. I suppose I did give you the room, and if you're not using it, it's your prerogative how you use it.
When Rylick
You-
notices, he literally just face palms.
The amount of money you'll be getting is going to be determined by how long the downtime is. So we'll discuss that after the session, if you don't mind.
Sure. The one weird thing though is like that's not the main thing Setchel wants to do. Setchel wants to like get money via working with Bailate. Like
Right.
seeing if they can get like an independent payment thing with them.
Yeah. We'll count that as a work downtime, which I believe is also dependent on how long it is. But yeah, they welcome the help.
Okay. So yeah, I think out of that, Setchel's just gonna like, if anyone knows, Setchel's just gonna really focus on the work, and that's about it.
Alright. And they'll definitely appreciate your help, given you don't need to sleep much like a living person does. So they definitely appreciate all the help that you can provide in their lab.
Happy to be of service.
Alright, and Soul.
So everyone's kind of went off and did their own thing, right?
Yeah, I'd say that this is happening over an extended period of time, so you all are probably still spending time together at the inn and talking and stuff like that.
Then I feel like Soul would initially be kind of quiet and like content, like possibly for a week, just simply unsure of what to do. But eventually would get restless and try and find some kind of work to do.
Alright.
Unsure of just what to do, you know.
So you're just kind of doing odd chores here and there?
Yeah.
At this point, since we have two characters entering into basically time-based downtime activities, I guess now's a good chance to, before any...
-1 work week for Soul because
Yeah.
but yeah.
Fair enough. Now I guess would be a good time to ask how long you guys... I will say there is going to be a month limit on the downtime, but within that, it's however long you guys want to stay.
like I'd say the bare minimum 2 weeks for my Gundog to get upgraded to added to anything meaningful.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go longer than 2 weeks?
No, I think like a month is all Lucille would be able to tolerate, because then it's like she's just like lazing around at that point.
Unless something else happens, Satchel basically stay as long as they need until everyone shows up and they can execute what they want to do.
All right. So at that 2 weeks, I would say for Setchel, do you? Yeah, I would say, even though there's not technically like a mortician's tools, I would say like intelligence check, and if you have a proficiency in any relevant tool you think, you can add that proficiency to the check. For Soul, let me decide this randomly.
I have no tool proficiencies.
Alright.
So, street intelligence?
Yes.
Uh, 18, just to be safe, I'm going to use my racial trait one more time.
Alright.
24.
You make quite a bit of money. I'm gonna have to do the math on it after the session. You at least get 25 GP. Yeah. And then I will need a D10 roll.
From whom?
From Satchel.
4.
4. All right. And then another one. Right. It's based on the work weeks.
Another one?
Yep.
Eight.
Yep. No complications there. And then for Soul, that would be a. Having rolled it randomly, it would be an acrobatics check. We'll say that you're probably getting into some tight spaces and doing some cleaning around town and stuff like that.
Alright. Yes, I was just double checking how to roll the way I need to. And 18.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm gonna have to work out the exact amount you get for that time, but yeah, both Satchel and Soul are able to get a decent amount of money, and then a D10 roll from Soul to see if there's any complications.
Alright. That is a 7.
No complications. Alright, so that is everyone's kind of mechanical actions resolved. And you guys can just have some RP for the rest of the session.
I feel like Soul would be kind of during the time they're working, kind of just shuffling about, not really truly talking to anyone in the party, just kind of unless someone approaches her first. So I'm just kind of setting that up.
All right.
Lucille would approach Soul simply because we kind of dragged her along, and she's with us now. So, I think she'd just take some time getting to know Soul. Like, oh, where is she from? She ever been to the surface? And Lucille would just like share stories and try to help Soul find other hobbies.
Soul would say that she doesn't actually know where she's from, and she has been to the surface, but she barely remembers it.
How long have you worked for that asshole?
For only about a year or two. I've bounced around.
Hold on, I'm writing this down.
I'm gonna roll a quick perception check to see if I hear this.
All right.
It's not like you're eavesdropping. You can be included in this conversation.
Yeah, but my logic is I'd probably just be wandering around by now. Well,
I mean, it's not like we're trying to hide it.
Yeah, I'd say you noticed the conversation.
Yeah.
yeah, point taken.
Can I roll a stealth check?
You may.
May I ask why? Satchel?
Apologies for going aside. I was actually checking stats.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna
Period.
hold that for a bit.
I think that somehow makes the roll even worse.
All right. So, none of you know what Satchel's doing.
We just idly talk about it. It's like, hey, has anyone seen Satchel? I feel like I haven't seen him for like 3 days.
Rylik suddenly he realizes the same thing and starts intentionally looking for him.
Remind me again what Satchel's pronouns are.
They, them, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna be looking for them.
I think Lucille's gonna help too. She's just gonna roll like a perception check. See if Satchel's skulking around. I almost thought it was 1. Is it 25?
25?
Yeah.
I'm rolling straight investigation. $16.
Okay. Apologies if I accidentally cut into a conversation. I just want to say that Setchel's just sleeping in some cabinet somewhere, and I wanted to see how long y'all realize before they accidentally pop out.
I'm sorry, in a what?
Oh, Setchel's just. I thought it'd be funny, like while you're having this conversation, Setchel just suddenly pops out because they've been sleeping in a box nearby.
My guy. I think Lucille would look around for Satchel and then just like at a loss for what to do, checks a box, opens it, sees you curled up inside, and just slowly closes it again.
Would Rylik find it?
Not until it's too late.
Yeah, given that Setchel had a 20 and Rylik had a 16, Rylik wouldn't find Setchel, but Lucille would.
Okay, so I walk back up to Riley like, I found Satchel. You don't need to worry about them.
Okay. Rylik Rylick just shrugs and walks on, not even paying attention where.
Also, don't open that box.
Rylick doesn't even pay attention to what you said. And lost in her own little thoughts.
So does anyone have any scenes they want to take care of for over the 2 weeks?
I feel like Lucy would try to help Soul find new hobbies. Like, oh, sometimes when I'm sad, I like draw things. Or something like that. And she just, I don't know, tries to help Soul find stuff that she likes other than cleaning.
Alright.
If Rylick can find 2 spare cups, she'd try introducing Soul to some liar's dice.
Mhm.
Anyone here know what that is?
I want to say it has something to do with like calling numbers.
Okay, so you take a cup up and some dice. You roll, you shake the cup up and slam it down. Then call how many of what number each number total there is. The other person then either raises it or calls them a liar. In the latter case, the numbers are revealed, and if the number of all dice do not match the number that was called out, the one who was called a liar loses the round.
Okay, so it feels a little bit like blackjack. Or whatever the fuck that card game is where you raise and see if you can meet 21.
Yes, but it's like number like 12 12s, something like. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean? That dice game in there?
No.
Look up Pirates of the Caribbean in Liar's Dice on YouTube sometime.
I'll do it after this. You first.
So kind of just as response to the 2 things, Soul would be very unsure of picking up a new hobby, like, because can you guys kind of give an example of what you're like trying to get into and stuff?
It's giving you a hobby as it is just helping you find things you like. You know what I mean? Just like expanding interests.
All right. I feel like it would kind of be a thing of Soul is just agreeing to everything, you know? When she's with you, like, oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice.
If I did an inside check on you, would I be able to tell if you mean it?
You can go ahead and try.
Okay. 12. Nope, that's a 9. 15.
Well,
hang on. I guess I should technically roll for deception or something. Oh, yeah. If your insight doesn't beat 18, then yeah, you wouldn't really know for sure if she's lying. It just sort of becomes a thing of she could be saying this just to please you, or she could genuinely be enjoying it, or she could be lying. It's hard to really decipher.
I think Lucy would keep it up for a few days and then be like, okay, she's probably getting sick of me, and like leave her more to her own devices, because I can see that she's awkward around other people.
Rylak would just try to make sure she doesn't get hurt. Soul doesn't get hurt.
Mhm. All right.
Alright, does anyone else have any other scenes they want to take care of?
The Gurrendag thing I wanted.
Yeah. Again, we'll work out what enchantment you're getting after the session, but after the 2 weeks, you go to meet the person and they are done.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem. Use it well.
Oh, well.
Alright, so at that point, do you all go and meet with Therastra?
Yep.
Is it possible I can have a scene with Baelite before that happens?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how to start any conversation. I just want the idea like Setchel is just, when they're not scrounging for money, they're legitimately listening. They're legitimately helping Baelite do work around the lab, and specifically if they're talking about anything involving their enemy, they'll be taking notes.
Yeah, I would say with the helping Baelite is kind of revealing all they know about these creatures. And, the Scourge speaks up every now and then and makes its strange comments that kind of make sense, but kind of don't. I would say, from a meta perspective, they are comments that are going to make a lot more sense to Mir than Setchel. Because that is how the Scourge do.
Were you gonna check if it was dead?
So yeah, so you're doing that.
You always check it before you open the door. I smell sweat.
But yeah, so that's happening. I'm just not sure what other information Setchel would really get. Is all.
I feel like the one thing that comes to mind. You first.
I just want to have like a little cutaway type gag scene of Setchel suddenly he's seeing Rylak just staring at the Scourge.
Just Rylak outside the window.
Scourge.
No, like right up against the Scourge, right up in front of the Scourge's fucking tank, and for no reason whatsoever, or glaring at it.
As long as you do that, it doesn't move. And then the thing Setchel would notice is the second you go away to leave, it would like wake up, wave to Setchel kind of knowingly, like as if in a wink, although it cannot wink because it only has one eye, and then go back to its stasis.
I think if alone and Rylak's gone, Setchel will look at a tank and says, she's gonna pop a vein eventually because of you.
It does not react.
This
Like,
seems weirdly familiar and comfortable.
I feel like if Lucille were there, she'd just sit in front of the tank, and if it twitched, she would skitter away.
It does not twitch except for when it is very obviously awake. The only two modes you have seen this thing in are in like complete stasis to the point where you think it's dead, and it's kind of riddle speaking eccentric self. There's nothing in between those two states.
Huh. Okay.
I just realized the question I have for the Scourge.
All right.
Hey, you don't like boredom, right?
If I didn't like boredom, quite honestly, my life would be hell.
Fair enough. So you've seen a lot of games, right? You've had a lot of distractions.
I'm not one for games. Quite simply, I just am. I do not concern myself with fun or boredom. It's just all part of existence.
So I'm going to assume you don't know any party games I can have at a family reunion.
No. At this point, Bailey will hear party games.
Oh yeah. I just realized since, all my extended family's coming here to Deepwell, I might as well host a reunion.
Rylek, even though she's out of earshot, suddenly gets a chill down her spine.
Lucille's ear twitches.
Well, Berastra and I do have quite a few siblings. I'm going to assume that you follow the murderer.
Yes. I mean, I technically summoned them here. I might as well. No use dancing around it.
Quite honestly, if you summoned him here, that would be very bad. But you merely brought a vessel to life, and given the dedication shown by that vessel, it's a distinction with a very big difference, but it is a difference only me and my temple needs to worry about at this time. But given the knowledge I have, I do believe I can help you. And yeah, they'll tell you about a few different party games.
Cool, and I'm also gonna workshop some party game ideas I had with them, which are just terrible ideas involving zombies and crossbows.
Alright.
It's like shooting an apple on someone's head, but instead you're aiming for someone's head.
Summon the undead, then bring it down.
Yeah, I had something like party games / training.
I had the worst idea. Okay, so pinatas, right? But instead of a pinata, it's just a corpse. And whoever can knock the corpse down wins. I guess.
Yeah. Also, considering it's a murder cult, really interesting jigsaw puzzles.
Oh my god.
I would say,
If Rylek hears about any of this, she's going to just take, if she has her Goondog back at this point, or any blunt object within arm's reach, she's just going to take it and beam Ian Setchel over the head with it.
given that this is harmless fun, Belite will lend you some of the corpses that they have for examination and stuff.
Oh, I had to look for some.
It'll be harmless fun.
Is that enough though? I mean, I could find more.
I mean, if you're spending any time outside the walls, you'll likely find some non-human corpses, or make them yourself.
I just had to hold in laughter for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why that just struck me so funny.
I think I might cut it. I think I might cut this specific conversation here because it's just going to be Satchel constantly suggesting ways to find corpses.
Right. At that point, we'll cut forward to your guys' meeting with Therastra. And I'm assuming you guys basically come and tell her that you're ready for the next thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Thumbs up.
Also, did Satchel tell us that they're expecting family?
No one asked.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, I don't think we ever.
Find you to ask. Well, actually, Lucille found you, but she thought you were asleep.
So, as you come, Therastra's like, good. I would like to introduce you all to someone. Apologies for keeping you waiting. It is of no consequence, my lady. And what you all see before you is the best way I could describe him is a dragon man. Rylak definitely would recognize him, and Setchel as well, as a dragon blood, as in the kind of dragon people of the territories.
Is that different from Dragonborn?
They're this world's name for Dragonborn, since I'm eventually going to be switching systems.
Oh.
I was gonna say, they're essentially Dragonborn, born with a different name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was gonna ask, what color is he?
Well, again, to do with switching systems, you notice that his scales are this kind of glossy black, but you can also see flecks of silver in them, as he is not associated with the classic D&D dragons, as he stands probably about 6'7", decked out in armor. Hello, my name is Vraxan Grimbalst. It is a pleasure to meet you all. I am here as an ambassador from my Dragon Lord. I would say Rylak can definitely history check this to see what he's more associated with.
Dirty 10.
10. He is associated with the space dragons. Space dragons being less associated with necessarily outer space and more space as a concept in general. And specifically, given his presence here, you might conclude that his Dragon Lord is big on worshipping the Guardian, as many space dragons are.
Rylak suddenly mutters what she thinks is under her breath, but turns out to be just audible to everyone else. This might be bigger than we think it is. Well, this might be bigger than we think it is.
And she whispers back, she's like, I think that's been established.
It's hearing the call for aid, especially with who worship my Dragon Lord holds, we could not refuse the call. My lord has already their own army set up to fight this threat, but I was here to establish contact, and Lady Therastra, she kind of gives a smirk of acknowledgement, thought it would be best for me to meet you all.
I introduced myself. And I did not think at all about what the name of her adventuring guild is, but she shares the name of her adventuring guild and who leads it. And I have not thought about what that guy's name is, but She introduces herself and her association.
You're from the kingdoms, correct?
Yes.
This tradition of adventuring guilds is strange to me.
Rylek simply looks at him and says, "Name's Rylek. I'm from the east."
Pleasure to meet you, Rylek.
Satchel walks up, raises her hands, and with a big smile says, "Hi, I'm Satchel." And their smile does not hide the fact that most of their teeth are dragon blood.
Oh.
Pleasure to meet you, Satchel. He kind of just waits patiently, and if Sol doesn't introduce herself, he'll just continue respecting your privacy.
So will not speak unless spoken to.
All right.
Rylek mutters aside, that's Sol. She's shy."
Understandable. I come to you all with an interesting prospect. I will join you on this small journey, for we have an individual I believe it would be beneficial to see. This individual is a creature of these outer worlds. A strange being. I believe there's only been a few of them recorded to have been here. Calls itself Ivan. The others that have been historically reported have been crazed monsters, tyrants. However, this Ivan was spawned in their strange way they do, killed its, I guess, creator out of a sense of fear and wanting to be alive, and has since not bothered anyone. In fact, it has been quite the benefit to any around it. We believe, given its nature, it may be able to help us in fighting this threat.
Okay. Where is this Ivan located?
It is located in the east some direction. I have the location notified. Do you have a map? And I'll just bring out the map. Right, I have to direct the players to it. So he points out about this location is where Ivan is located.
See.
We'll head out when you all are ready, but I presume that you are here because you are ready.
Something I need to take care of with their Astra, but I should be ready after.
What is it you wanted to take care of, Lucille?
I remember I asked you for help in finding some lost friends of mine, and you said you promised you would spy on them for me.
Oh, right. I apologize about that. Whoever is interested, you can roll an insight check on Theorastra.
Oh, hell yeah.
6.
23.
Alright. Rylek, you don't notice anything. Lucille, you notice she's a bit hungover. Satchel, you don't notice anything off of her either. Alright, so...
I pass their Astra, like trying to be a little subtle. A bit of dried bread. It's kind of dry bread from my rations over to her.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, I'll just take you to the scrying pool.
The moment they're out of earshot, Rylek's gonna pop off with a comment. Was she drinking us something?
So...
Just trying to be funny.
Yeah. So, Therasto takes you back into the scrying pool, where it's a somewhat small room, just enough for a few occupants, the middle occupied by this big bowl of water, and she sits down on one side of it, gestures for you to sit at the opposite her.
Climb into the chair.
Is there anything of these friends of yours that you have on you?
I don't think I do. She at a loss for anything that belongs to her friends. She pulls out her old coin of destiny and is just like, they were here when I got this thing. Would this count?
It would not help the magic as much, but it might help something. Lucille, you do notice as you pull it out, it is tarnished. You remember when you first got it, it was shining brightly, and every time you've looked at it for a while since, it was shining brightly, but you have no idea when this happened. It is tarnished, and you cannot feel any magic left in it.
You see her kind of droop a bit as she realizes that her coin is tarnished, and she's just like, oh, it didn't look like this before. And she tries to scrub some of the rust off.
Oh. My sibling told me about what the Scourge said. Maybe this has something to do with that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, no, aside from this, I mean, I don't think I picked up any of that ooze that Sprug question mark was made of. So yeah, all I have is the coin.
Alright.
I pass her the coin.
So at that point, it leaves us to her scrying. And given that she is a level 17, I believe, she can definitely cast scrying 3 times today. Perhaps, but I would need to know them for that. Alright, we'll see. They may resist it just on the nature of not knowing it's you who's looking out for them, so I do apologize if I'm not able to reach them.
That's okay.
Thanks. So first save. Which one are you gonna look for first?
I'm gonna look for... I mean, I guess since Sprug is the last one they saw and he turned out to be Ooze, I think Lucille would be most concerned that he died.
Alright.
So we're gonna look for Sprug first. Sorry, I don't have like levels for them or anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. I could just pull up a stat block to replicate them. Alright.
Oh, yeah. 3.
Alright. She says some arcane words, and as she says Sprug's name, there's a wave of power that causes ripples in the pool. And as it stills, you can see Sprug. You see him knelt, his body bruised, bleeding from the lips and also from the nose. As you see others around him, some people who look to be moving around almost mindless, some mostly turned people known as Grimlocks, and you do notice one figure standing right behind him, a hammer in hand, a shield on its other arm, standing tall, an Illithid, wearing armor.
With a shield and a hammer, you said?
Yes.
Does Sprug look like he's in chains or something, or in a cell?
He is not in chains, not in a cell. He's just kneeling on the ground, ragged.
Does he seem like he's being forced to kneel against his will, or does he seem like he's pledging allegiance?
It seems like it's out of exhaustion.
He has been beaten to the point he can no longer stand up.
I don't know why you were enunciating at me.
Because I feel like you're not understanding that in the context.
I am not stupid. I'm just trying to see if...
I also didn't explain the context quite well.
Yeah, like he just said he was kneeling and beat up, but I'm just like, okay, so was he tortured? Is he like trying to find context for this body language? Damn, dude.
My apologies.
Lucille's gonna look stressed. I think she's gonna like stand up on her chair to like lean over the pool to get a better look. And she's just like, oh no. She's just like, all I can think of her to say is, oh no. And I don't know.
After enough time, the pool goes back to clear water.
Okay, let's look for Yannick next. I'll save the one that Lucille likes best for last.
Alright. Natural one, you get to see him clearly.
Yay!
As you see him working on something. You see him tinkering with some machine. And then he shifts a bit to work on somewhere else, and you can see underneath of the machine brain matter that rise a bit. And not brain matter as in he's working on a small brain, a massive brain that he's attaching metal to. And I would say there's a point where you catch a glimpse of his eyes, and it's almost blank, as if there's nothing left of him in there except for his intelligence as he works.
Does he look hurt? Does he look like, how's his head looking? Whole?
He's looking unhurt physically.
Is there anything about his surroundings that would help me figure out, like, what sort of building this could be? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is an exquisitely clean laboratory by the looks of it.
In a very clean lab.
Yes.
What about Sprug's surroundings? Where did he seem to be?
Sprug's surroundings were much more of like just out in the open in the Underdark.
Huh. Not in a building?
Not in a building.
Okay. Okay. Is Yannick around any Illithids?
None that you can see?
Okay, Raniel next.
Alright.
Not having any stat blocks on these guys.
Alright. One last time, the pool ripples, and you see an image. You see Raniel there. This time, he is sitting in a cell. You can see him kind of moving his fingers a bit as if he was playing the lute, even though he doesn't have it on him. And he's moving his lips. You can't hear anything, but you think maybe he's singing to himself.
How's he looking?
He's looking more mentally exhausted than physically hurt.
What about his surroundings?
His
Yeah, other than the
surroundings,
cell, like, can we see outside?
you
Like,
cannot
is it
see.
bars or a door?
It is. You can tell it's bars, but you cannot see what is on the other side of the bars.
As they continue scrying on these guys, Lucille starts looking more and more disheartened, and she just says, like, I wish I could talk to them through this thing.
Don't we all? I am deeply sorry for the state of your friends.
That means we can get them.
At least they are alive, though. I hope your friends are okay.
Me too. Thank you for helping me.
It's of no consequence. Why do you think I became a priestess, after all?
The cool outfit?
Well, it does have its perks.
I'm gonna hop off the chair and hold her hand out for her coin back.
Yes, here you go.
Thank you again. You've been very nice.
I try to be.
She's gonna go back to the others now. And you see she's visibly sad.
Very well then. Will you all need one more day of rest, or will you be ready to proceed today?
Ready now.
How about the rest of you?
Does my if we just leave immediately, does my luck and racial trait refresh?
I would say they would already have refreshed.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh fuck. I don't did Soul get any like weapons or anything?
Soul simply has a
My
sort of
apologies, I walked away.
Soul seems to just sort of simply have like a walking staff that like is the length of a quarter stick, and two knives that are clearly meant for more cooking and menial use, but could easily work as daggers in a pinch.
Just like looks at you and just like, we can get you proper weapons if you'd like before we leave.
Okay.
And like she turns to hold on, what was his name? Raxon? Raxon? And it's just like,
Raxan.
Raxan.
VRAKXAN.
Oh, there's a V in there. Okay. VRAKSAN. Raxon. Okay. she just says like, "Oh, we'll need to equip our friend, but then we'll be ready."
Your friend, she seems more of the magical persuasion, martial. But that just may be my assumption, given her gear.
And like, does Soul have any armor?
Nope.
She's more concerned about the lack of armor than than like the close up stuff. You know what I mean? We should at least get you armor.
Alright.
Rylick looks at her own clothing.
the rest of the party doesn't have armor, but we should get soul armor.
Yeah, because like Soul's a caster, she's squishy, and like I think Lucille will look at Rylick's armor and then her musculature and just like pat a bicep and just like, I think you're fine.
Rylick's not even gonna say anything.
I think that's a good note to end the session on, if everyone's okay with that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
We're becoming one part. Our freaking adventuring party, one part comedy troupe.
I mean, isn't that every adventuring party?
You know what?
True.
That's the best adventuring party, man.
Yeah, thank you everyone who watched this far. Thank you for the players. Couldn't do this without you guys. And yeah.
I just
Thank you.
realized I'm unintentionally playing the smartest barbarian ever, yet still as a somewhat stereotypical barbarian for her position. Like, confusion at some points, where the typical barbarian would be confused.
You know what? I'd love to see it.
Like, no, I thought, like, given the context, that's kind of what just happened when we ended, with what we ended. Like, you know, Rylick just looking down, noticing that none of us have armor.
Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks again for running today's game. I gotta dip out.
Dip out if you need. Game's done.
Okay. Okay, bye. See you later.
My only real thing about it, the enchant for the thing is, I kind of wanted it to be fire themed.
Yeah. We'll talk about it more later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably like specify too, like